I can't leave you alone because this we must talk this football thing. We must really talk about it. No, you're arguing about Alvarez off mic, which is a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
But let's stick to our script. Our script is, let's now talk about the Gunners. When all is said and done, Arsenal will finish the season second. It's their best ever finish since. Someone who starts people.
2 or 3. Huh?
You, Arsenal fan? 2007 or 8 maybe? I don't know when. When did Arsenal last finish second? Leicester season, Arsenal was second. Yeah. Leicester season was what? 7 years ago?
Yeah. To 2016,
Was it
2017.
Arsenal or Tottenham? I'm not sure.
I think it was Tottenham. Come on.
Yeah, even the Arsenal fan does not remember anything about them.
Come
Why
on.
this week has been bad. Eh?
15-16.
Aye.
They finished number 2.
And Arsenal cannot remember anything. Cannot remember. Hey, Arsenal fans, help Elijah.
Yes.
Elijah cannot.
15-16.
15-16.
Yes, they finished second after Leicester.
So Sammy was just being... So let me start with Chep. Today I'm starting with the most objective to the least objective.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah. Start with the most objective because she has nothing to lose or continue. Chep, so what do you think? When all is said and done, is it a season Arsenal lost? Did they bottle? Did they choke? Is it a success? Is it a failure?
You know, you can that conversation you can argue on both sense. For Arsenal fans, they'll look at it. You know, this season we didn't. Our main goal was top 4. We've achieved that. But
Let me stop you.
Yes.
Don't argue like an Arsenal fan or like a Ward fan.
Yes.
As Chep.
Yes, as me, I think they capitulated. Like kusema bottled, you know, there's a stop of way. But I think you capitulated. 248 days on top of the league, and then you couldn't win it. I think I had a conversation with an Arsenal fan, and I think the most part in Inauma Sanani, you could have won the league even without beating City. You could have lost the 2 games against City, but still won the league when you were 8 points ahead of them. But you capitulated. So I think it was just a capitulation, and for the same reasons we've been discussing here. I think the leadership, a bit of leadership, young players. They just couldn't hack it. The moment they knew City are coming, you gave City room. As I said earlier, what Liverpool did, we didn't give them room. Arsenal gave them room to breathe. And when Pep smells blood, he just goes for it. So I think it's a capitulation for Arsenal this season.
Teddy?
Season bottlers, eh? I think they choked on it because there was so much pressure being there at the top. And it boils down to the squad depth, leadership, and their mentality-wise throughout the season. I think I totally agree with what Chep said on, even though they might have lost to us on two fixtures, they still could have gotten the win. Remember, in match day 29, they were still 8 points above us. And from then onwards, when they failed, after they lost to us, they had a game against Aston Villa where they lost it. I think that's where the scales. I think that's where the scales of who will win the title kind of shifted in our favor.
But we beat Villa.
Okay. I think the moment you're talking about is after they drew against Liverpool. I think that's when everything went haywire, because when you look at the 8 matches they've played since then, they've only won twice. Yes. And it hasn't been the best of runs because they have dropped points against Southampton, they've dropped points against West Ham, they've dropped points against Everton. So when you look at it from that point of view, I think you're looking at them 8 points clear in January and them just being able to do their job, and they just didn't do it. I think that's a big blowjob that they did there. So, yeah, I'll agree with every one of you that Arsenal this season, because Elijah is going to come in and talk about what they expect.
Don't decide with Elijah. Wait, Nyako too, guys. I said you as a person. Stop speaking on behalf of another person. See, he's here. See, he'll say, you finish yours.
Yes. So, how they finished the season and the number of points they dropped against teams they should have beaten, that was a big blow they did.
All right. Now it's my time.
Like Skip Bailey says, now it's my turn.
Now it's my turn.
And then you bang the table a bit. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, guys, let's be honest with ourselves here, all right? You can't win a league when Saka's substitute is Reece Nelson. You can't win the league when Odegaard's substitute is Fabio Vieira, Emil Smith-Rowe. You can't win the league when your centre-back substitute of William Saliba is Rob Holding. Let's be honest with ourselves. Osawa, it was coming. We just didn't see it. Before the World Cup, we had played 14 games. We had conceded 11. We were first. Clean sheet 7. We were first. Goals plus 2 goals conceded. We were second. Points per game, 2.6. We were first. After the World Cup, in 13 games, we conceded 14 goals. We were 10th. Clean sheets 5. We were 3rd. 2+ goals conceded. We were 5th. It was 5. We were 12th. And then points per game, 2.2. We were first. Now, without Saliba, we have played, when I took this start, we had played 9 games. We had conceded 17 goals. We were 12th. Clean sheet 1. We were 16th. 2+ goals conceded. It was 5. We were 12th. Points per game 1.7. We were 7th. All right. This particular team was 1 injury away from capitulating. It was, at first we thought it was Jesus. It was not Jesus. We managed to come up with something.
Yeah.
Now, we went to Saliba. That was the complete capitulation. All right. I think even if we had Saka injured, it would have been worse.
Yeah.
The difference between last season and this season is that this season we have scored 80, how many goals? 84 or 80 something goals, all right?
Yeah.
Last season, we scored about 60 goals, if I'm not wrong, 60 something goals. Okay. Last season, we conceded 42 goals. Thereabout, 42, 43. This season, we have conceded 43 goals. Last season, we conceded 48 goals. This season, we have conceded 43 goals. And last season, we scored 61 goals. All right? And this season, we have scored 83 goals. So the difference has been up front. We have scored goals. Odegaard has increased his goal tally.
Yep.
Same to Saka, same to
Martinelli.
Martinelli. But behind, nothing has changed. And you can't win the league conceding 43 goals. And that has been our biggest problem. We go to Anfield, we score 2 goals, then we concede 2 goals.
West Ham,
Southampton coming to Emirates, where we thought it was going to be, it was a fortress. We were building a fortress, and then we concede 3 goals. Southampton, the last team in the league. Can you win a league with that kind of statistics? No. But what we can say is that we played well. We tried our best. Of course, we dreamed, man.
Yeah, dreaming is free. And I must start this by saying, number one, thank you, Elijah, for catching most people off guard, including these ones in studio. They're all waiting for you to go all crazy, and you are speaking, and I can see Sammy going like, which start can I affect that with? Nah, there's not that one. Yeah. And I can see Chep looking at you, and she's like, Allah. These guys are actually going all objective on us, and they're all looking at you. They were like, you know, the way they start, they're all waiting to pounce, and then you could see them go like, hapa hakuna kitu. Look, here's the thing. Let me read what people have said. We listen to one song, come back, then I say what I think, then I wait for stones. You know, I've taken stones for Arsenal for the last 3 weeks. Everyone just throws stones at me. Everyone is like, you say. What happened to Yesar though? Joe, I'll tell you what happened to him. Got injured. He's just been in and out of the team. He's struggling a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on, because I think as a player, he's very good. Yeah. But he's struggling a bit. He needs a whole pre-season and just to start everything else and start. Saji says Arsenal believed in their own hype. They lost focus, which prevented them from going into the City game with a huge cushion. Point-wise, quite simply, they crumbled when the pressure got too much. I think he has a point. Michael is telling me to check my DM. I will in just a bit. Kevin says Arsenal lost the league after the March international break. The run of games from that point is what changed. Arsenal shifted downwards. City shifted upwards, haven't lost a game since. The moment Arsenal lost Saliba, that shift began. That says Motika Kori. Arsenal collapse was like the house of cards. The key players went missing, lacked cojones. Arsenal must bring in a striker, defensive midfielder, creative midfielder to help Odegaard score and create chances. That's Kings. Wahome says Arsenal choked towards the end of season, but the future is bright. The young lads really overachieved. If those 4 players will be, and then Arsenal even competing in the top 4, I'm talking about Arsenal. Let's leave that alone. What to Arsenal fans, Nyota was not yours, absolutely. That's Coril from the Rakanidi. When we come back, I'll tell you what I think. Yeah, and then I can wait for the Stones. They are coming. I will, because I'm never afraid. After all, I'm an old man. It's not really much you can do to your grandfather, is there?